You finally get into bed after a long day. You close your eyes, and then it starts. Did I say the wrong thing in that meeting? What if that friendship is drifting? What if things don't work out? One thought leads to another, and before you know it, an hour has passed, and you're no closer to sleep, just more tired and more anxious than when you started. Here's something that might surprise you. Your brain isn't broken. It's actually doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is, it was designed for a world that no longer exists. And once you understand why that is, you can finally start to change it. Deep in your brain, there's a small structure called the amygdala. Think of it as your brain's alarm system. Its entire job is to scan for danger and fire off a warning the moment it senses a threat. For our ancestors, that system was life-saving. A rustle in the grass, a stranger approaching. The amygdala would trigger a rush of cortisol and adrenaline, and the body would be ready to run or fight within seconds. But here's the thing, that same alarm system is running in your brain right now, and it cannot tell the difference between a lion in the grass and an unanswered text message. To your amygdala, a difficult conversation you're dreading feels just as threatening as physical danger, so it keeps the alarm on. It replays the worry over and over because it genuinely believes it's keeping you safe. There's even a name for this pattern. It's called the negativity bias. Your brain is literally wired to pay more attention to potential threats than to neutral or positive information. It's not pessimism, it's biology. And when you understand that your chronic worry isn't a personal failing, it's an ancient survival system running on outdated software, something shifts. Because now, instead of fighting your brain, you can learn to work with it. So, how do we actually calm a brain that won't stop scanning for danger? Here are 4 approaches grounded in psychology that genuinely work, not as quick fixes, but as real rewiring. The first is called scheduled worry time. This one is straightforward, but the research is solid. Instead of trying to push anxious thoughts away the moment they appear, which, as you've probably noticed, only makes them louder, you give them a dedicated window. Choose a specific time each day, maybe 15 minutes in the afternoon, and tell yourself, I will think about this then. When a worry surfaces outside that window, you don't suppress it. You postpone it. What this does psychologically is remarkable. It teaches your amygdala that the threat is being acknowledged, which reduces the urgency. You're not ignoring the alarm. You're just choosing when to address it. Over time, many worries lose their intensity before the window even arrives. The second technique is called cognitive diffusion, a concept from acceptance and commitment therapy. When an anxious thought appears, instead of engaging with it as if it's a fact, you create a little distance. You might say to yourself, I'm noticing the thought that something might go wrong, rather than something will go wrong. It sounds like a small shift, but it changes everything. You go from being inside the thought to being the observer of it. The thought becomes something you're watching, not something you are. Your brain is offering you a story, and you get to decide how much power to give it. Third, and this one works directly on the nervous system, is extended exhale breathing. When anxiety spikes, your sympathetic nervous system takes over. Your heart rate rises, your muscles tighten, your thoughts race, but your exhale is connected to your parasympathetic system, the one that signals rest and safety. Try this. Inhale for 4 counts, then exhale slowly for 6 to 8 counts. Do it 3 or 4 times. What you're doing isn't just relaxing, you're sending a direct physiological signal to your brain that the danger has passed. The amygdala quiets, the cortisol begins to settle. You're not just breathing, you're communicating with your nervous system in its own language. The fourth is the simplest, and perhaps the most underestimated, naming what you're feeling. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman found that when people label their emotions, I feel anxious, I feel overwhelmed, activity in the amygdala measurably decreases. There's even a phrase researchers use for it: name it to tame it. Something about putting language to an internal experience brings the rational part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, back online. You move from reaction to awareness, and awareness is always where choice begins. None of these techniques require anything but a moment and a willingness to try. Start with one, practice it today. Not perfectly, but genuinely. Your brain worries because it loves you in its own ancient, clumsy way. But you don't have to be at its mercy. The techniques we talked about today, postponing worry, creating distance from your thoughts, breathing to calm your nervous system, and naming what you feel. These are real tools. They work, and they get easier with practice. If today's video resonated with you on a deeper level, and you feel like you could use real, personal support, online therapy is one of the most flexible and accessible options available. The link is in the description whenever you're ready. And if you want to keep going on this journey, there's a hand-picked collection of books, journals, and calming tools in the description as well. Things personally chosen for anxiety and stress relief whenever you need them. If this helped you, please like this video and subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel reach someone who might need it. And leave a comment below. What's one thing your brain won't stop worrying about? You're not alone in it. You are not your anxious thoughts. You are the one who notices them. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.